February the 23rd, and I'm fishing the Vince Elfrink Memorial Trout Tournament with my partner, Jim Rayfield. We started the day out, and it was rainy and cold and just miserable weather. And we went down the lake, fished down there, then debated a lot about where we ought to go, what we ought to do. And in the end, just decided to go up to the upper end of our fishing area, which is below Fall Creek. And went up there the very first pass down. We just went up to about as far as we could, then shut the motor off, drifting down on the shallow side and throwing an 1/8 ounce sculpin colored jig with a 7-foot light action rod and 4-pound test line. And Jim caught a little trout, and he caught another little trout, and I caught a small trout. We were in shallow water. I could see the bottom passing under the boat. It was probably 2 feet deep, and the wind is just howling by this time, and there's tons of boat traffic, and the current is swift. It's pretty hard to control the boat. But I cast up towards the shallow side and was retrieving and twitching and had a hit. I set the hook, and I could tell it was a pretty good fish. And so I said, "Jim, get the net." And then I saw it swim towards me under the boat, and I got a good look at it. I thought it was about probably a 4-pound rainbow. It looked like it was about 2 feet long, and I don't know how that's what I saw, but that's what I saw. It's what it looked like. Anyway, the fish swam directly under the boat and took my rod into the water, which is where it was a large portion of the fight, which probably lasted about 20 minutes. I hooked him about 3 o'clock, and it went on for about 20 minutes. At one point, he took me under the boat and between the boat and the trolling motor shaft, and I was scared he was going to get off, so I asked Jim to come up in the boat and lift the trolling motor. So he was across my leg, straddling my leg, and I had to stick my rod under the trolling motor into the water from one hand to the other and then continue the fight. And the fish went from the side I caught it on to the other bank, then back to the middle, then back to the other bank, I believe, then back to the dock side, the shallow side, and swam under 2 or 3 docks. And I still thought it was, I hadn't seen the fish. I didn't know near the size that it was going to be. I thought it might be bigger than the 4 or 5 pounds that I originally guessed at when I first saw it. And towards the tail end of the fight, the tail end of the fish kind of came up, and I thought, ooh, that looks like a hefty fish. It might weigh 8 or 10. And I was trying to not pull too hard. My arm was starting to ache, and I had to rest the rod against my elbow. And I was just praying that the fish would not get off or break my line or get into something. He swam under those docks about 3 times, and I couldn't pull him out. So I just had to hold my rod tip down and put the maximum pressure that I felt like I could. And he came out finally and went back out in the center. Then fortunately, he kind of got into some dead water. Excuse me a minute. Don't recognize the number either. He got into some dead water, and Jim got the net, and we got him in the net, and Jim could not lift the fish. I immediately saw that it was bigger than my leg, and I'm a big person. So he held the fish, and I dropped my rod, and we both grabbed the net and lifted it in the boat, and it was just a real moment of rejoicing. Great time, great moment in my life. I appreciate everybody that played a part in it and made it possible. That's my story.
34 pounds.
34.6 pounds, about 34 pounds, 10 ounces. 27 inches around the belly, and 38 long.
38 long.
38 inches long.
Yeah. We released it.
Certified by the state of Missouri guys at the hatchery below the dam, and we let him go, and he looked like he was doing good. He swam and paddled his tail like a fish should. So.
Good.
Right down there, yeah.
Do you want Paul to pick you
Well,
up over that tank?
I want Paul to.
She's up there again.
We're gonna lose the sun over
Yeah.
there.
We need to hurry, yeah.
Longest point of the tail, Phil. Put the tail together.
Pinch the tail.
37, 38,
38.
38.
38.
Right at it.
Maybe 38 and a quarter.
You're right. You're right on that one, Phil.
Paul.
Paul.
Get some water on my hands.
Let's turn this way. Okay, I got it. Let's go.
Big old smooth.
We're gonna face that way. Oh, get out of the sunlight. Grab.
Ready?
His tail.
Phil, look this way.
I don't need to. Hold on to it. All right, somebody's blocking sunlight.
Yep.
Somebody's blocking sunlight. Get out of Phil's way.
Okay, we're gonna let it
All right.
That's good.
Beautiful.
I think we got some.
Watch the slick.
Fill back up all the way. Let's put Let him swim away if you can. Let him swim away.
We're gonna have to wait out there too far to get him.
Back and forth. I think he's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. He goes. Come on, baby.
Turn and fell. What you think?
This way sits underneath the dog.
You think he's alright, man?
He's holding his own and
He's
current.
not turned over once. I think he's fine.